Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope everybody has had a terrific Tuesday and a great week so far, and a nice, relaxing, festive period. Today, we're going to be diving into, you guessed it, Cardano, and we're going to be doing a number of things in this video. We're really going to be focusing on what the next 90 days is going to bring for ADA. In fact, what 2022 is going to look like. This is Cardano's moment to shine. We're about to squash one of the last little bit of criticism that ADA gets that is factually based, and that is the fact that we do not already have Dapps and a DeFi ecosystem deployed, unlike other chains. But it's coming, and in my opinion, is going to be done the right way. So we're going to get into that. We're going to be playing a clip from Charles's Dapps and the Cardano DeFi Alliance video that he made, just a short clip, really talking about what's coming over the next 90 days. And then we're going to be also addressing a lot of the FUD that is thrown at ADA. It is very much bias driven and not factually driven. Cardano essentially is about to become a better version of Ethereum. Now that may annoy some people. I still hold all my Ethereum. I still think that, Ethereum has a somewhat bright future. But when I look at what to invest in a blockchain, Cardano ticks pretty much all the boxes. So we're going to get into that as well. We're going to be talking a little bit on CNFTs, but we'll save that towards the end of the video. This is a topic that I want to cover, as I've been buying up a lot of CNFTs over the past couple of days. Also, a very bullish thing for ADA that people have largely overlooked CNFTs, because you actually have to buy ADA in order to swap it for the CNFTs, which is a huge buy pressure, but we'll get into that towards the end of the video. We are going to, of course, dive into the price a little bit. This is Bitcoin, this is Cardano that we're seeing have a sell-off. I think people are getting very worried that this is going to be like the previous two impulsive moves, and they were really fake outs before we saw continuation to the downside. I happen to think that this structure over here is very different to this one, and I am expecting continuation for Cardano. If you want a culprit for why ADA is selling off, look no further than Bitcoin. It's what's got the market really in red as a whole. Some coins mitigating this damage better than others. So let's start with this clip from Charles talking about what's coming up in the next 90 days. We'll talk a little bit about it. We'll move on to the next one and just get into some sort of Twitter threads. We've got the Cardano 360 event end of year edition coming Thursday. So that's certainly something that I am looking forward to. So let's get into this clip, ladies and gentlemen.
So the next 6 months are really about the burn-in. There's over 127 projects that I'm aware of that intend to or are actively building on Cardano. And it looks like we're going to have DEXs imminently, like in the next few weeks, launching on Cardano in some capacity on the mainnet. They're already on the test net. There are already some on the mainnet, and there's just a lot of competition there. Also, Cody has been making phenomenal progress on JED. There's Oracle progress. There's a litany of things that are being worked on and actively coded to be deployed and commercialized on Cardano. So the next 90 days, Q1 of 2022 is going to be a very busy time, and we're going to see a lot of stuff come out, and we're going to see one hard fork combinator event tentatively scheduled for February that'll introduce some Plutus enhancements and other things for the project. The next hard fork combinator event is in June, and that's going to bring in a lot of the Plutus improvements that people like the CDA recommend and what we've learned from working with Plutus developers. So that window from January to June is an essential window for the commercialization of Cardano, the utilization, the utility of Cardano, and also for major projects to move forward, like light wallets and so forth, and those experiences with light wallets to have dApp stores and these types of things. So it's a very collaborative process. There's tons of people in the community, and some people are building bespoke infrastructure.
We'll cut that off there, but you kind of get the message. It's all coming in the sort of next 90 days to 6 months, and we're already going to start seeing in the coming weeks projects actually deploying on Cardano, and this all drives the utilization of ADA. We know it's going to get locked into protocols. There's going to be a huge supply taken off the table. There's also going to be people buying it for yield farming opportunities, and so on and so forth. And with a community like we've got a very strong community. That's something that blockchains can't buy, is the community. We're going to see, in my opinion, huge uptick in DeFi space, and it's really usage that's going to drive the price, certainly over the next 90 days. And I'm also expecting the cryptocurrency market as a whole to do very well. So that's really, one main point to take away. And I think people are taking their eye given the sort of short-term volatility, I think people are taking their eye really off the prize. And you know, we're within arm's reach at this point, ladies and gents. And you can see this is the number of Plutus scripts over the last 30 days. We're just continuing to grow as a blockchain. We also have here, imagine Cardano. This was a brilliant tweet from Rick McCracken. And it essentially reads, imagine Cardano having 5 years of research, 10 years of lessons learned, 128 research papers, 130 plus community projects, 168 researchers, 370 engineers, and 1 million plus delegators. You know, it's taken a long time for us to get to where we are, and we're at that turning point today, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to just play this last clip, really addressing a lot of the FUD, and really it's misinformation, but it's very damaging to the space. Certainly people looking into Cardano, you know, they might get their source of information from somebody who is biasly driven or economically incentivized to back another coin due to their own special interest. So let's play the clip, we'll review it, and then we'll wrap this video up by taking a little look at the price.
A lot to talk about, a lot to explain. And there's obviously significant deficits in the marketplace for people's understanding, especially VCs and especially people who are crypto experts. It's a bit frustrating to be this far along and have an incredibly healthy, incredibly vibrant ecosystem, and to see so much, frankly, disrespectful FUD. It's an indication of the quality of journalism in this space. It's also an indication that the people who purport to be experts don't seem to have the capacity for due diligence, and they don't seem to have the capacity for communication. It's not like we're sitting in an ivory tower up on the mountaintop, completely inaccessible, unwilling to answer questions. The reality is, every single day, somebody in the Cardano ecosystem produces great content, and every single person who's part of the core project is willing to talk, wants to share, wants to communicate. You wouldn't believe how many reports are published where we're not even consulted or asked. We'd be happy to provide KPIs. We'd be happy to provide usage statistics and data. We'd be happy to go into incredible detail, comparing and contrasting the count-based model, extended UTXO, talking a bit about our interoperability model, nuances of things like what Mithril is going to do for the ecosystem, or how Hydra works and how far along Hydra is relative to its peers, how you can integrate rollups and these types of things into our ecosystem, and how certain members are coming to do that. We're happy to have these conversations, yet the mainstream crypto media seems to be unwilling or unable to engage and interface with us, and they just make stuff up, which is sad, but paradoxically seems to actually have not harmed any of our progress. We're here and we're making phenomenal progress. The ecosystem is growing at leaps and bounds, and we're really getting things done. And we're really enjoying the fact that the ecosystem is at a point where we're going to see explosive growth through the level 2, through the level 3, through the Dapps ecosystem, and through real use and utility behind Cardano.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Explosive growth. That's exactly what we are expecting. And a lot of the FUD really is nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. When you know, I've been in the blockchain world for, or the crypto space, I should say, for nearly 5 years now. I got in 2017. And, you know, there's a reason I've come to the conclusion that I've come to with Cardano. It's something that I honestly believe in, and I think the reasons why have definitely been put out there. So we're going to wrap that up. We did say we were going to talk about CNFTs. We're going to do more videos on CNFTs because I have been buying a number of CNFTs up. Very bullish on them. The reason being is because we're getting a lot of big players like Coinbase, Shopify starting to create their own NFT platforms. And I think Cardano, given its popularity, is definitely going to be hosted on there, and that's really going to open it up to retail. Let's dive into the price, because I just looked at that a minute ago and it looked pretty savage. You can see Bitcoin is retracing. You know, we'll see where this lands. I'm not worried in one bit. You know, I've got a very sort of longer term outlook. I'm not really focused on the price movement day to day, although it is definitely worth taking a look at. Really, these aren't markets for trading. These are markets, in my opinion, certainly over the past couple of weeks. for looking for opportunity, i.e. a pullback to take advantage of, in expectation that, you know, we get to, you know, we're always talking about this billion user base for crypto. We're nowhere near that yet, and we've still got a very small market cap and a long way to go. I'm going to wrap this video up because I think I've waffled on for long enough. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. If you've enjoyed the video, a like is always appreciated. So as a comment, remember we do have the stake pool. All in is the ticker, and there is a link to our Discord in the description for those of you that want to be in a like-minded community. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen.